Each exercise is done with both limbs, both arms or both legs, simultaneously. This helps cut down overall workout time. Since my biceps are a bit behind and I want to give them more attention, I start the rotation with a pull day, then move on to push day and finish with leg day, where I add an extra bicep exercise. I'll link more in-depth videos on each exercise in the corner as we move through the program. Starting with pull day 1. Pull day 1 targets more upper back and long head of the biceps, while pull day 2 will focus more on lats and the short head of the bicep. Starting off with seated cable row, our whole back movement focusing more on our middle back. First doing 2 warm-up sets starting with 50% of the normal set weight for 8 reps, then 75% of the normal set weight for 4 reps. This is the only warm-up I do for the day since this exercise is targeting every muscle in this workout. Then doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest between each set, aiming for the lower rep range. Squeeze your back muscles as you pull, imagining your elbows coming together behind you. On the eccentric phase, let your scapula fully protract, allowing a full stretch of your back muscles. Then, moving over to our other compound movement of the day, the seated lat pull down. Gripping the bar with a fairly wide grip, make sure you retract your shoulders down before you start pulling with your arms down to your chest. Fully extend your arms at the top to stretch your lats and shoulders. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 3-minute rest. Moving on to our first bicep isolation movement, starting out with the heavy movement, the barbell curls, since you can really load the bar. I like to aim for 6 to 10 reps with 3-minute rest. Do minimal body sway. Keep your elbows tucked in at your sides. Really focus on lowering the bar extra slowly to increase time under tension, letting our biceps rest before their second isolation movement. Do cable reverse fly on a fairly high rep range of 12 to 20 reps for 3 sets with 2-minute rest between each set. Setting the cables at shoulder height, gripping the cables with your pinky back, and going back and down, which allows you to go even further back, stopping for at least 1 to 2 seconds and squeeze your back muscles as hard as you can. Also, allowing your back to fully open up as your arms cross on the way back. Then, finishing off with an incline dumbbell curl, keep your elbows slightly behind your body and out to emphasize the long head of the biceps, having our most difficult part of the lift towards the low half of the movement. Hold the dumbbells close to the thumb's head and rotate your pinky upward as much as you can at the top, going for a higher rep range of 12 to 16 reps for 3 sets with 3-minute rest between, and doing half reps on the final set after reaching failure. Moving over to push day 1. Push day 1 targets the upper chest and lateral head of the triceps, while push day 2 will focus on the lower chest and long head of the triceps. We start off with our compound movement of the day, the incline dumbbell bench press, which will allow our pec to go through a greater range of motion. First, doing 2 warm-up sets. This is the only warm-up for this workout, as this warms up all your pull day muscles. Starting with 50% of normal set weight for 8 reps, and then doing 75% of normal set weight for 4 reps. Then doing 3 normal sets in the rep range of 8 to 12. Really focusing on the stretch portion of the movement and stopping there for a full 1 to 2 seconds. Since I am going heavy, and this is a compound movement, I do 4-minute rest between sets. Moving on to our isolation movements, first with the incline side lateral raise. I like to do them seated, since it limits momentum and helps me feel the side delts more. Keep your chest out and shoulders back to maintain proper posture. On the final set, I like to do it standing so I can add a little momentum, and after reaching failure, finishing off with half reps. Doing a bit more volume on the delts since they can really take it, with 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 3-minute rest between sets. Next one is standing mid-angle cable fly. Since we already targeted the upper chest, we will go for the mid-angle on the cable flies. Keeping elbows in line with the cables and slightly bent allows for a greater stretch and better muscle engagement. Again, doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 3-minute rest between sets. On my final set, when I can't do any more reps, I like to go down to my knees and crank out as many reps as I can. And finally, for the triceps, focusing the lateral head with rope pushdown. Set the cable high and bend forward to increase the range of motion and enhance the stretch. Push your hands out to the sides at the bottom to maximize triceps contraction. Doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 3-minute rest between sets, while I sometimes superset this with the cable flies for better time efficiency. And on the final set, after reaching failure, I like to bend over and get the help of my shoulders to get few extra reps. Moving over to leg day 1, starting with a warm-up by swinging legs back and forth and side to side to get your legs going. Then squat down as low as you can and hold that for 20 to 30 seconds to loosen up. Then do 3 warm-up sets, starting with 50% of normal set weight for 8 reps, then 70% for 4 reps, and then 90% for 2 reps. Go as low as you can on each rep, doing 3 heavy sets of 6 to 8 reps with 4-minute rest between each set. Next one is reverse Nordic curl, a fairly underrated exercise which allows your legs to fully fold together, giving you much greater range of motion rather than doing leg extension, which usually stops at 90 degrees. Do 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps with 3-minute rest. Then move over to good mornings for our hamstrings. Think about pushing your glute back while keeping a slight bend in your knees. Go as low as you can. Hold the bottom position for a full second before going back up. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest between each set. Then move over to rope abs pull down. I like to superset good mornings with rope abs pull down to save on time, but either works just fine. This exercise hits the upper 4 abs more. Think about bending your upper back rather than keeping it straight. That way, your abs are doing the pulling rather than your hip flexors. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, but on the final set, after reaching failure, do half reps finisher. Let our legs and abs get a bit of rest. We move over to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps of hammer curls. Yes, hammer curls. Since we started with our pull day, our biceps have gotten a good rest. This exercise targets the brachialis and forearm muscles, with emphasis on the largest of them, the brachioradialis. Then end with a superset of standing calf raise and hanging leg raise. On every set, I do half reps when I can't do any more full range. Studies have shown doing only the lower half of the movement promotes greater growth, but I still like to do full range when I can. But instead, continuing doing the lower half when I can't go all the way up. I also use straight legs on the first set, then toes pointing out for the second set and toes pointing in for the third set for full calf development. Doing 3 sets of 12 to 20 reps. Then doing the hanging leg raise to target the lower 2 abs more, so we now have hit all of them. I like to set my back against the bar I use for calf raises to better focus my lower abs, finishing off by doing bent knees lifts, doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. After that, we do 1 rest day, before going to pull day 2. This time, we emphasize lats and the short head of the biceps, complementing pull day 1's focus on the upper back and biceps long head. Starting with pull-ups. Warming up by contracting your shoulders back and down for a few reps, and then do body pull-ups before moving to weighted pull-ups. But doing 2 warm-up sets of 50% and 75% is ideal and more easy to do if you're doing assisted pull-ups. Remember to pull down your shoulders at the start of each rep and let them fully elevate at the bottom for a good lat stretch. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest time. Moving over to incline bench dumbbell row, having our arms in around 45% angle from our body for hitting more of the mid and upper back. Since I have been dealing with lower back pain, this exercise is perfect, as it removes your lower back from having to work because of the bench assistance. Pro tip is to let your arms go as far down as you can on each rep for a huge stretch on your back muscles. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 3-minute rest between each set. On the final set, after reaching failure on full reps, I add partial reps to push beyond fatigue. When I can't do any more partials, I take advantage of the stretch by fully extending my arms and engaging my upper traps. At this point, I stop moving my arms and instead focus on contracting my back and shoulders up and back together, squeezing as hard as possible to get that extra bit of muscle activation. Moving over to cable curls for our heavy bicep exercise of this workout. Now doing cables to keep tension in our biceps through the whole motion. Try to keep your elbows locked and close to your side and only move your forearms. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest. Next one is the standing cable lat pull down, or lat isolation movement. Grip the bar wide with a little elbow bend, take a step back and pull the bar down. I like to raise my body a bit up while the bar is going down, as that makes me feel a better contraction in my lats. Doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps with 2-minute rest. Finishing off with prone incline barbell curls. Since we did bicep behind our torso on pull day 1, we are now moving our hands up overhead to target more of the short head of the bicep, having our most difficult part of the lift towards the top half. By combining this with our previous curls, we've effectively targeted the biceps from multiple angles, setting the hardest part of the lift at the lower, middle, and upper portions of the range of motion. Doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps with 3-minute rest. Moving over to our second push day, we emphasize the lower chest and long head of the triceps, complementing push day 1 focus on upper chest and triceps short head. Starting with bench press, doing 3 warm-up sets, first 50% for 8 reps, then 75% for 4 reps, and then 90% for 2 reps of normal set weight. We are doing a more hypertrophy focused workout, so aim for a little arc in your back and focus on slow eccentric phase and explosive concentric. Do 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps with 4-minute rest. Next one is an incline Smith machine, setting the bench on a 30-degree angle to hit the upper chest more without letting the shoulders take over. Since we are fatigued from the bench press, I like to use the Smith machine for this one, so I can push to failure without the worry of having the bar getting stuck on my chest. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest. Next one is cable fly, now doing high to low to hit more of the lower chest, keeping a slight bend in our elbows to allow us to get even further back to stretch our chest. Do 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps with 3-minute rest. Next, for our shoulder isolation movement is upright barbell row. This is a fine exercise if you do it right. Make sure you have a wide grip and lead with your elbows and always keep them above your forearms. I like to keep the bar very close to my body and stop when my elbows are at shoulder height. Do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, finishing off with skull crusher. On the last push day, our isolation movement was more on the short and medial head, so our focus now is on the long head. For me, the skull crusher is the perfect exercise for that, still getting sore for 1 to 2 days after doing them. The key is to move your arms back behind your head, lower your forearms as low as you can, and then move your whole arm back as low as you can before moving your whole arm back up. This gives the triceps a huge stretch. Doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 20 to 30 second stretch hold on the final set after reaching failure. Moving over to our second leg day, starting with deadlift. It does not matter if it's conventional, sumo or trap bar. Since we started with a pull day, our back muscles should be rested enough to go heavy here. Start with 3 warm-up sets, first 50% for 8 reps, then 75% for 4 reps, and then 90% for 2 reps of normal set weight. Then 3 heavy sets of 6 to 8 reps with 4-minute rest. Next is the Romanian deadlift. Keep the bar close to your body with a slight bend in your knees as you lower the bar down by pushing your hips backward. Go as low as your hamstring stretch allows you before going back up by pushing your hips back forward. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 3-minute rest. Next one is reverse Nordic curl. Just like on leg day 1, since they are great for deep quad engagement. Do 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps with 3-minute rest. Then move over to rope abs pull down. Yes, the abs exercises are the same on both leg days, again doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. But on the final set, after reaching failure, do half reps finisher. And again with 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps of hammer curls. Just like on day 1, finish with a superset of standing calf raise and hanging leg raise. 3 sets of 12 to 20 reps of standing calf raise and 8 to 12 reps for the hanging leg raise. Then finishing off with another rest day, making this a 8-day split program. Here is the full workout list. I hope you'll join me in trying this out in 2025, and remember to check out my in-depth videos on each exercise. Until next time, verið í sæl.